Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. This is Martina and this is Fairies, Love, Laces and Rose. And for this journal I have cooperated with a wonderful artist who has not only given me access to his digital kits and allowed me to choose some designs, but also has established a bonus code for all of you. So if you want to learn more about her, as well as about the discount and the generous offer, please stay tuned. So, let's talk about this lady here. Well, the name is, as I mentioned, Fairies, Love, Roses and Lace. This is what I think. What do you think? Do you think fairies do love roses? Let me know. I'd be interested. So, for the cover, you can see it already. I have created the cover with lace upon lace, and I have wrapped it around the whole body of this journal. And I have not only used black or dark lace, I have also included some lighter ones like this purple and pinky one and this off-white one which has been coffee dyed. And then I have also added this ruffle. I was so fond of it. I think it gives it such a new dimension. It makes it really pop out. And I've also attached this medallion, which also has a rose on it. And well, you see it's darker than my previous journals, and I wanted to do something different. I wanted to deviate a little bit from this very pretty and sweet white lace design and go more into a kind of a, let's say, elegant, a little bit gothic, magical, mystical setup. So, do you think this is the right way? What do you think about that? So, this is what I did here. She measures in centimeters 21, 14, and she has a 6 centimeter spine. And now the inches. It's 8¼ inch, 5½ inch, and 2½ inch spine. So, let's open the beauty. She is closed with some ribbon from Vintage Sari Silk. And I have, on purpose, of course, because all what I do is, or more or less, all what I do in a journal is on purpose. But I have chosen not a black or a dark bow, but one which already features the different colors which you are going to meet in this journal. So it's purpley, it's burgundy, it's pink. Of course it's black, and it's a little bit brownish and white. So this already gives you an idea about what color scheme you can expect. So let's open the lady, and you are going to have the first view on the wonderful digital designs I have been using throughout this journal. So have a look. Isn't this pretty? Isn't this overwhelmingly pretty already? But let me first, before I explain a little bit more about the designs, let me first tell you a little bit more about the discount and about the artist. So, his shop name is BontikVintageDesigns. His name is Anton, and he really has a huge variety of different designs, different styles of digital kits. And it's the second time that I do cooperate with him, and it's such a wonderful kind of cooperation because he is very, very helpful, very much responsive, and as I say, he has wonderful designs, and I found a lot which I wanted to use, and I did, and you will see. The discount as such is he is very generous, and he is offering a 50% discount to you on his entire shop, and the bonus code you should be using is MAGNOLIA, and of course you have to input it during the checkout process. But don't worry, I will write down everything you need to know in the description of this video so that you know exactly what you have to do, when you have in case you want to do and you want to purchase some of his digital kits. Okay, but now let's go into the interior of this pretty journal. Well, I like already the view on this one here. You see the laces here, you see the, well, she is a lady crocodile, the crocodile appearance on this, on the right hand side, and you see the wonderful designs which I have been using. Okay, this one here on the left hand side, it starts already with a kind of a envelope which can be flipped. This envelope has been created by this wonderful digital paper from Anton. I'm going to name it whenever it comes. And I have created the flip of this envelope. I have created by gluing some pretty lace on some black paper. And it already has a kind of a shimmer. I think it looks very nice. And I made the envelope also expandable, so it can take more than just the things which I have added into it. And what I did add is a journaling card with some roses and a journaling card with a swan. And this design does not stem from Anton, and you should know that, as usual, I have mixed and matched throughout my journal different designs, different artists, although I had a key focus on the designs from Anton which I was using, and I'm going to name all artists which I have been using, whose digital kits I have been using in this journal. I will name them anyway in the description of my video so that you know. But let's go on further. I just close the bow and I show you the journaling card which I have created. Isn't this pretty? Some fancy stitching around it. It looks so nice, and it perfectly matches the interior of this journal, which I have created by applying lace, gluing lace on some purple, pinky purple cardstock, and it gives this kind of a almost boudoir-like appearance. So I thought this is really what a fairy probably likes. Not only roses, but also laces. So, and now look at her. She is so cute. She is so pretty, and I didn't see any wings on her, but I think she is a fairy. So therefore, she is a fairy, and also she is a fairy because she has roses. And per my definition, and I hope you agree, fairies love roses and lace. So, okay. This is the first of 5 signature. This journal has 160 pages, front and back, and many flip outs, pockets, some special things which I'm going to explain to you, and there is a lot to see. So I want to ask you something. First of all, let me know which part of the journal you like most, because I have used different things throughout this journal, and I would like to get your opinion in order to develop myself as well as to see what you like. And if you like what you see anyway, please don't hesitate, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe, I'd be happy. So now let's go on. The first of 5 signatures, so the cover page, and all of the 5 cover pages for the 5 signatures have been created by designs from Anton. So I have decorated it with some vintage sari silk, which I ruffled, and there is more of these vintage sari silks throughout this journal. And I have created a collage from different fabrics. Most of them I have used in this journal so that it gives a little bit more 3D, and I think it's so pretty. So let's turn the page. What you see here is the insides of each of the signatures. I typically also decorate with some digital kits, and this is not one from Anton but from another artist, but I think it perfectly matches the color scheme and also the idea of this fairy roses laces theme. I have then decorated the edge with some paper which I have painted with different acrylic paints. And it has a nice shimmer, and I like it. And on the right hand side, what I did is, this is the sorry, this is the first of several tags which you are going to see from Anton's designs. And this one, I have glued on some brocade, and I have clipped this on with a paper clip, with a paper clip. And I think it looks nice because it gives this kind of a richness. This brocade is relatively thick, and it adds to this whole scenery. And on the right hand side I have added some larger lace in burgundy. And you can say it, maybe this is a rose. Probably this is not a rose, but you could say it is. Isn't this nice? So, when you turn it, then you have the first pocket, and in this pocket what you find here, this is a cute fairy house. I love the fairy houses from Anton. I have used it in a different journal which I have done some months ago, and it turned out to be so nice. Throughout this journal I have used mainly hand-dyed paper, be it coffee-dyed or be it coffee-dyed plus color-dyed paper, and you're going to see different shades, mainly in coffee plus pink or coffee plus green, coffee plus blue, and always when there is color on it, typically there is always gold shimmer, because I love it. I love this kind of lace, opulence, luxury, all this kind of things. And I found myself going very much into this lacy experience. And what do you think? Should I go on with doing these lacy journals, or should I try to do something different? Let me know. Okay, this is also a nice design. This is paper which I mentioned, coffee plus color. This is stenciling, as you can see. And I always try, when I make stencils, I have I lean more to using different colors, several colors in one stenciling, because this typically matches better or fits better to the appearance of the journals which I do. This page here I gave the name Fairy Meadow, because what you see here is fairies in all types and shapes. First of all, and those you haven't seen probably, first glance, these tiny fairy, let's say, call them stamps, vintage fairy stamps. Then you have this vintage round fairy, and you have two other fairies as well. Fairies all over. On the opposite side, I have done some coffee stenciling over here, and yeah, I think it turned out quite nice. Then also I have used few black pages, and I know that of course it's when you want to write on black pages, of course you will have to use a light pencil, light colored pencil like white or yellow maybe would also work, but you can also use it just to decorate. And as usual in this journal, although it's heavily decorated, there is still enough room for writing, for journaling, for further decorating, because I always try to make this kind of a compromise. And I don't know exactly what the future owner will want to do with this journal. So it may be that she wants to change the theme, or she wants to add to it, or she wants to use it for journaling or for keeping memories, whatever. So it's versatile. So, but let's go on now. Here's a side tuck with some decorative lace and a journaling card which has been backed with some coffee dyed paper. As I mentioned, sari silk in ruffles, vintage sari silk in ruffles, which I love so much. And guess what? Another fairy. Yeah, and this fairy is a dreamy one, and she sits in a pocket which has been further decorated with some tiny lace border. And on the opposite side I have used a paper bag which I have embossed, coffee dyed, and then embossed with some black embossing powder, showing bird cage in a kind of a romantic style, and I love it. I love how it turned out. And when you look, you see there are also roses. Therefore it definitely matches the title of this journal. And inside the paperback, of course, there is something inside. Another one of these really, really pretty designs which I'm focusing on in this journal. This is just decoration, matching the colors which I used for the opposite side, and you can see also the gold shimmer. Here some lace. This comes later. And have a look here. This is the other side of this colored hand-dyed paper. This is the other page of the paperback, again with some embossing. And this time I have made 2 pockets out of it, and in these 2 pockets there are 2 journaling cards from different artists. This is decoration. This is stamping on old book paper plus further decoration and glued on. And here I made this, what I do from time to time, I call them flippy outs. So this is just a strip of paper which I have attached on this folded paper, and then I turned this into a pocket, and in this pocket I have a journaling card which I typically decorate with some ruffled fabric, be it lace, be it silk, or in this case it's tulle with some golden polka dots, and I like it. By the way, I know that some of you have asked me to make tutorials, and this is something I have not yet done. I have not yet done a real tutorial or a craft with me video because my setup doesn't allow that. But I have done some making ofs, and I would like to know, what do you think about these making ofs? Is this something which you would like to see more about? Or so let me know so that I can maybe accommodate a little bit more of what you want, what you expect. So, okay, let's go on. Again, this is this coffee stenciled paper, lightly stenciled paper here. This is another flip, and this flip also has 2 pockets, and in these 2 pockets there are 2 journaling cards. This is also a pretty design here. And this is one of the fairies without wings, fairies from Anton. Hand-dyed paper. Pink cotton lace. Yes, I have used pink as well because it shouldn't be only black or only dark. So I have some color speckles included when it comes to the lace or to the decoration of the edges. And now we come to something which I also have to explain a little bit. No, not explain, but tell you a little bit more about it. This one is also from the wonderful designs from Anton. And this is called Gothic Coffee. And it's so pretty, it's so cute. I'm not sure if fairies love coffee. What do you think? Do you think they take it with sugar or milk or just black? So anyway, it's cute. I love the color combination. I love the roses. I love the setup. And I think it perfectly matches the idea which I had with this journal. So I put it back in here, and you will see some more of these wonderful journaling cards. And here this is just some paper which I have colored, and then I stamped on it or stenciled on it with some modeling paste. I think it's something different. I think why not? It gives a little bit more grunge to the journal, so it's not only pretty, but a little bit grungy. There are some grungy elements in it, and I think it nicely matches also the colors over there. Another fairy without wings, but with roses, has been turned into a pocket, and inside a rose tag, rose journaling card with a little flap. So this was number 1, and number 1 has a further decoration, namely a velvet trim on the edge here in kind of a violet. But have a look to these wonderful roses. Isn't this cute? Anyway, so number 2 also starts with a pretty paper, and I have added lace from the back side, and I have added a fabric collage on the front where I have used some of the, as I said, some of the fabrics which I have used in this journal as well. And it gives a nice 3D approach. And I fancy stitched around it. So on the back side, on the inside, what I did here is I have decoupaged on old music paper. So this is a napkin with these dark roses, and I've torn it and decoupaged on it, and it gives a little bit of a, let's say, gothic look, a little bit grungy as well, but still pretty. So I liked it. And what I did here, and unfortunately you don't hear the sound right now, I have, let's say, turned napkins into vellum. Well, not quite, but I saw on YouTube, I saw a video where a lady, and I'm trying to find out who she was so that I can name her in the video description. She showed how to turn napkins into vellum by applying Mod Podge from both sides and letting it dry for 24 hours or so. And when you take it off, it got a very different haptic. It's a very different feel, and it's a little bit sticky, and sometimes it sticks on this side, on this page, but it doesn't tear it. But it makes a nice sound when you take it off. And it became transparent, as you can see. You can see the lines through this napkin. I think it's such a cute idea. And I'm going to use this more often. There will be some of these examples in this journal as well. Again, my dyed paper. Stenciling with multiple colors, as mentioned, matching the design or the color scheme of this paper. And here another journaling card, which I have also bagged with old book paper and stamped on the back side, fitting in this side tuck. And this page has been decorated with some sari silk, vintage sari silk. This is just stamping on some nice paper, and you can flip it up. And what you see here is, again, a piece of paper which I have painted with acrylic paint and then stenciled with modeling paste and gold wax, turned into a pocket. In this pocket there is one of the tags from Anton, from his design, and also the back side is from the designs of him, like this bookmark over here. And again, the color scheme I fell so in love with, and I liked it, and I backed it with this coffee dyed paper. When you turn the page, there is another pocket, and in this pocket there is another one of these pretty designs, and this one shows a bird cage, and of course also roses, and you have roses here as well, and this is almost the same color, although it's not the same artist. This is one of my most preferred laces for the time being, or trims for the time being, because I love the combination of these polka dots and this gold tulle. And I also coffee dyed it because it was really too white for my taste, and therefore I coffee dyed it in order to make it more matchy to this paper here. Yeah, some bright pink needed to be there as well. This is my beloved vellum, rose vellum, which I like to use whenever I can. Coffee dyed paper. On the back side, again a composition of different tags. You see 2 tags here, sitting in this, what I turned into a pocket. And another bookmark over there showing a raven, and this one has also been decorated with this sari silk. I was so happy that the saris which I have on stock, they really matched well to the theme of this journal, because I used, I think, 4 or 3 different ones, and the colors are very well matching. You see some stenciling over here. what you don't know yet is that when you turn the page, you see one of my most preferred animals. And those of you who have seen some of my videos know it's a peacock. And this is a peacock in a kind of a Victorian design. And the right side I have turned into 2 pockets. And in these 2 pockets there are tags. And this is also a tag showing a peacock. As I mentioned from time to time, all of my journals, or almost all of my journals, do have a peacock included. Now we come to a kind of a secret place. Ay, ay, ay. No, not really secret, but it's closed with Velcro and you can open it. And it gives you the opportunity to hide something. Small things like I did here, for instance, this jewelry. So maybe it's a jewelry compartment, you never know. And you can close it with the Velcro. This is just a piece of lace which I have glued on black cardstock and waxed around it with gold so that it looks nice. Pink paper as mentioned. Space for journaling, as I said, or further decorating. And here we come to a page where I have included 2 self-created tags. This one has been done by using black cardstock, embossing it and painting it with different acrylic paints so that it looks like metal, like bronze or something like this. And I think it nicely matches the color scheme of this design paper which I've used here. And this one is a fabric tag which I have made by gluing on the fabrics and also sewing on it. And for those of you who use a sewing machine, I would like to get your opinion about it, or to get your experience. When I started to sew on cardstock, I was very much afraid, because I'm not such a I don't sew for so long, so I don't have my sewing machine maybe just for years, so not that experienced as probably some of you are. And I was very afraid that the needle would break because of the cardstock, but it didn't. So I almost used not the first needle, but maybe the 3rd needle since I have been starting to sew on cardstock. What's about you? Do you have a similar experience, or let me know. Okay, but have a look. This is a lace pocket. This is also decorated with some nice button. You can flip this up. And here is some decoration. This is a stamp, and this is just a pretty lady, fairy without wings, with roses, of course, because she loves roses, as I said, or as I thought. So, put this back. I recently bought this pretty trim. It's so cute, it's so nice. It has these little flowers, and it perfectly matches this hand-dyed paper over here. And again, this is the decoupage on old music paper. And here, this is the hand-dyed paper from the backside with some stenciling. I love it. I really love it. So, now we come to the 3rd signature. And the 3rd signature starts with a flip up. And on this flip up, I have attached the picture of a girl with wings, and I think this is definitely a fairy, and she looks a little bit dreamy, or a little bit, probably dreamy. And in order to give even more impact, I have waxed around it with gold wax. And when you turn this, then you have a wonderful look on this wonderful design paper, which I'm using, as you know, and it shows a fairy home. And as you can see, there are butterflies flying around this castle. Not ravens, but butterflies, because it's a fairy home. The inside has been backed with some Gothic music paper. And this again is this, what I mentioned before, napkin vellum. And let's see if it makes the sound I was talking about. Yeah, just slightly. But I like how it looks. And from the back side, you see how transparent it got. So, some more lace. Another flip out. room for writing. And inside this flip out another fairy house, fairy castle. I defined it as such. And again a fairy from the back, nicely dressed, because probably she has something special in mind. This is more or less, let's say, an assortment of different laces from this page, black and this wonderful pink. And from the other side I have attached this really pretty trim, which is very, very well in tune with the color scheme, black and pink, and also has a little bit of silver. Lace on hand-dyed paper. Now we come to a quite busy page, as you can see. So there are 2 pockets, and in these pockets there are journaling cards. Pretty design. This is stenciled, and here you see another fairy, another vintage fairy, which is very pretty and very nicely dressed. And she sits in this thing here, which I decorated with vintage sari silk. And on the next page you see a tag which I have created by applying different paper, gold waxing, the picture of this fairy and old book paper and some lace, and she sits here. This one, this flip out pocket, has been created by wallpaper, and this wallpaper has a nice touch and it has a nice design. It has also this wonderful pink silvery color scheme which so nicely matches the whole story and the whole design of this journal. And inside I have added one of those pretty photographs. I think these are photographs of ladies with wings. And this one I have also varnished with some glossy acrylic varnish, so that it has this wonderful shine. And on the back side I have backed it with some old book paper. And it sits in this pocket, and when I turn the pocket, then you see this is one of these Gothic coffee designs from Anton. Isn't this pretty? Again roses and again lace, so everything matches very well. Yeah, I did some decoupaging in this journal, and I used some darker napkins for that. And what I just realized, because I decoupaged on coffee dyed paper, so the paper had already been coffee dyed, and then when you make the decoupage and you use the water, then you see that the shape of this decoupaged pattern just turns out and gets this kind of a rim made by the coffee. I think this is really interesting. Here there is some cotton lace, some washi tape, another pocket, inside this pocket another of these pretty tags. And look at this, it's really nice. It's the perfect match, I think, to my taste. On the opposite side, this is such a cute butterfly, because, as I said, it's not only dark, it also has some pink and green and some light colors. This is just decoration. This is just decoration as well. Here I have used my preferred, or not preferred, but one of my most liked sari fabric. This is not silk. I think this is even polyester or something like this. I bought it many years ago in Sri Lanka, and I didn't really know what to do with it, but then I realized that it's such a wonderful addition to some journals, and I used it selectively from time to time whenever I want to have a kind of a pop out. So it has bright colors, but it's not too bright, so it really gives a nice balance to the darkness, so to say. And of course it also is very well in tune with these colors over here. Another tag and another pretty design sitting in this torn side pocket. Decoration hand-dyed paper, stenciled paper. This is again this vellum, and this is again the decoration from the inside. Now we are at number 4. Number 4 starts with a decoration of 2 layers of lace. The inside is also nicely backed with some designs from another artist. Here again the paper which I have been acrylic painting and also stamping or stenciling with modeling paste, and then I added some lace around it. Here this is some glittery trim and some lace, some black lace from the back side. Again washi tape, and this is also one of the fabric tags which I was talking before, which I showed you before. Glued it on and then sewn around it. So, and this here this was black and white, and what I did is I used a little bit of acrylic paint in order to give it this gold shimmer. Another decoration here and 2 tags. And here this is another pocket, and in this pocket there is another of these, I think, photographs, and again this one I have also colored, not colored, but painted with acrylic varnish, glossy varnish. This is decoupaged, as you might guess, and then I have also added some glitter, stenciled. This is also a page which I like. So here I have made a pocket from some, let's say, ruffled lace fabric. I have added some nice trim, sewn it on or attached it to this cardstock, and inside there are 2 journaling cards. You probably guess who made this design. And this is also from this Gothic coffee design. And isn't this pretty? I really, really love it. And I think this is probably not a coffee pot, but I would assume it's a teapot, but I might be wrong. And what you should also know is what I did is I reduced the size of some of the pages which I found in digital kits from Anton, because although he has always, or in the kits which I was using, there were always ATC and ephemera pages included. There were on the double-sided or half-page-sided pages, there were also some designs which I liked so much, and because I wanted to use them as journaling cards, I reduced the size before printing. And what you also should know, and what I think is worthwhile mentioning, is that it's a pleasure to use the kits from Anton, not only because of the design, yes, that's the most important thing, but also because they are organized so well. Because when some of you probably also have a lot of digital kits available like I have, and sometimes I don't know where to find what. And his designs are always very well organized, and I think this is worthwhile mentioning. Okay, so put this back. Enough praise. Some nice lace over here. Music paper with some Indian trim. Again, decoupaging. This is, again, what I mentioned, some of the grungy elements. So what I did is, this is from some packaging paper, and I stenciled a rose on it, waxed around it, added some color. You can flip it like this, you can use it to write some secrets, you can have it like a pocket, and you can also put something behind it here. So I thought it nicely matches this more grungy paper here on this side, and therefore I glued it on there. So on the next page, what you see here is a very tiny journaling card, and on the opposite side 2 tags sitting in this, what I created as a pocket, and they are really pretty, as you can see. Some nice lace over here. This is a castle. Maybe this is also the home of a fairy, I don't know. And inside there is one of my little embossed and decoupaged tags, which I do from time to time. And this is a compartment which you can open like this. So I used nice design paper. And here there is also a pocket, and in this pocket there is another journaling card backed with some coffee dyed paper. I like the design because it has this lacy appearance, and it has this black and white, and yeah, I love it. So now we are already at the last signature, number 5, but before we go into it, I would like to show you this lady. Isn't she pretty? This is a catch, huh? Isn't it? So, and here this signature number 5, I have also decorated, of course, with double layers of lace. The lace I explained before with the polka dots. Oops, and there is some paper. And then I also added this very pretty rose lace on top of this really, really stunning design. Oh, now you could hear it. Yeah, so this happens when it sticks. And you don't have to be afraid. Even if it sticks, it doesn't tear the paper. It does neither tear this paper nor the background paper. So it's just that it sticks a little bit because of the Mod Podge. Again, this is Gothic music paper which I used here. And again, this is one of these pretty fairies without wings. This is my sari from Sri Lanka. A flip out made from the vellum, turned into a pocket made from vellum. And inside there is a card with Victorian roses, which I found out I almost always use in my journals since I have it, because I love them so much. Hand-dyed paper, again decoupaging. Yeah, this is also one of these ladies with wings, and again I waxed around it. And she sits in this really pretty design paper pocket assortment. And here this is marble paper. And from the back side I made some stenciling, as you can see. Again, some heavily dyed paper with gold shimmer. This is nice lace. This is another pocket, and inside this pocket another of these coffee/teacups, pots. I love it. I also have to say I find the idea is great, isn't it? I have never seen it before, to have Gothic coffee. Wow. So this is nice trim, which you also have seen probably on the cover of this journal. Stenciling. Again, here's some coffee dye or some paper which I dyed. This is sari lace. This is another fairy without wings, and inside there is another pretty journaling card with a butterfly and a flap to tear. And what you should not have seen before is this one, which is sitting here. And this is the lady who was greeting you at the entrance, and she also says goodbye to you. And this is not a journaling card as such, but it's a flippable journaling card, because when you open it you have another small pocket with some things inside, and you have a belly band with another tag. And she sits here, and this was it. So this is Fairy Love Roses and Laces. Do you love her? Well, if you do, you can have her. She's available in my Etsy shop. Thank you very much. Bye bye, Martina.